Welcome to our US Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into some fascinating stories from around the globe. First up, in Maine, a $35 million welcome center at the Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument is shining a spotlight on Native American culture. This new center not only celebrates the land's original stewards but also fosters authentic Native representation, all inspired by a shift from Thoreau's travel tales to honoring tribal history and perspectives. Next, we turn to the Middle East, where Iran is ramping up its support for proxy groups like the Houthis and Hezbollah. Despite setbacks, Iran continues arming these groups to project strength and influence, even as regional tensions simmer and negotiations with the US stall. It's a high-stakes game of power, with Iran trying to hold on to its regional foothold. Finally, in Africa, China is making big moves. Since 2000, their relationship with Africa has exploded. Trade, investments, and military ties are booming. China's building infrastructure, supplying arms, and training African officers, all part of a strategic plan to challenge Western influence and extend its reach across the continent. Please continue to watch for more details. Associated Press reports on the groundbreaking Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument in Maine, where the new Welcome Center, TechPimc, provides a profound tribute to the land's original inhabitants, the Wabanaki tribes. This $35 million structure, nestled atop Lookout Mountain, offers visitors sweeping views of Mount Katahdin, a sacred site for the Penobscot Nation. The center's exhibits, crafted with tribal artwork and stories, highlight indigenous perspectives on the land, its wildlife, and traditional practices like canoe making and fishing. The project marks a significant shift from the original vision inspired by Thoreau, emphasizing Native American stewardship and culture. Through collaboration with tribal nations and thoughtful design changes, such as a moose antler motif, the center embodies respect for indigenous heritage, aiming to educate visitors about the land's true history and promote a more inclusive narrative, even amid national debates over the portrayal of American history. CNN details Iran's ongoing efforts to rearm and support its regional proxy groups amid stalled nuclear negotiations with the United States. Despite setbacks including the assassination of key IRGC figures by Israel, Iran persists in bolstering its influence through clandestine arms shipments and military aid to groups like the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and militias in Iraq. Recent interceptions of Iranian weapons in the Red Sea and Iraq underscore Iran's determination to demonstrate its resilience and maintain strategic leverage. The escalation of attacks on shipping lanes and energy infrastructure reflects Iran's intent to project strength and deter adversaries, even as diplomatic talks remain deadlocked. Meanwhile, Iran's support for proxy forces continues to challenge regional stability, with some officials questioning the efficacy of these armed groups that have yet to deliver tangible gains, prompting Iran to reinforce its presence and signal its unwavering resolve to its adversaries. South China Morning Post explores China's rapid expansion of military and economic ties with Africa through the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, marking a leapfrog in its global influence. Since its inception in 2000, China's engagement has surged, with trade increasing nearly 30-fold and investments soaring nearly 100-fold. Militarily, China now trains thousands of African officers annually, supplies advanced weapons, and conducts joint exercises, establishing itself as a dominant arms supplier across the continent. Countries like Namibia, Senegal, and Uganda benefit from Chinese military technology and cooperation, which serve Beijing's broader geopolitical ambitions. China's strategy involves fostering strong alliances with ruling elites, ensuring access to resources, and expanding its security footprint through joint ventures and military aid, all while positioning itself as an alternative to Western influence. This comprehensive approach aims to secure China's interests amid intensifying global competition, reinforcing its role as a key player in Africa's security landscape and a challenger to traditional Western dominance. The South China Morning Post reports that China is intensifying its crackdown on the smuggling of strategic minerals, particularly rare earth elements, which are crucial for high-tech industries and military applications. Chinese authorities have arrested several suspects involved in illegal exports and are establishing a joint enforcement center to tighten controls on dual-use goods. Smugglers are employing increasingly covert tactics such as false declarations and transshipment through third countries, with foreign agents reportedly using China's postal system to disguise shipments. The government aims to prevent the illegal outflow of these vital resources, which are predominantly produced in regions like Guangxi, a key area rich in rare earths, antimony, and tungsten, reinforcing China's dominant position in the global supply chain for critical minerals. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post highlights NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang's recent visit to China as a sign of thawing US-China trade relations. Huang's charm offensive at the China International Supply Chain Expo included announcing the approval to export a less powerful AI chip to China and engaging in media campaigns to bolster Chinese tech ties. Despite this diplomatic warmth, underlying tensions remain, exemplified by ongoing tariffs and trade barriers that threaten supply chains. For instance, a Chinese rice importer shared how U.S. tariffs, now exceeding 100%, have caused significant losses and rerouting costs, leading to cautious investment and a retreat of U.S. state offices in China. The lingering fears of trade escalation and policy uncertainties continue to cast a shadow over future U.S.-China economic cooperation, even amid moments of diplomatic engagement. Lastly, Nikkei Asia reports that Japan is preparing for tariff negotiations with the United States, aiming to reach an agreement before the August 1 deadline when a 25% tariff on Japanese imports is set to take effect. Japan's top tariff negotiator, Ryosuke Akazawa, plans to visit the U.S. to seek common ground, following recent political shifts and economic pressures at home. The talks come amid ongoing frustrations over tariffs on Japanese vehicles and other goods, with the U.S. signaling that reaching a deal by the deadline might be challenging. The negotiations are crucial for Japan's auto industry, which faces significant economic impacts from the U.S. tariffs, and reflect broader tensions in U.S. trade policy as both nations seek to balance economic interests and diplomatic relations. Yahoo US reports a tragic incident in Los Angeles where over 24 individuals were injured after a vehicle plowed into a crowd, causing chaos and injuries in a matter of moments. The incident has shocked the local community, with emergency services rushing to the scene to tend to the wounded and investigate the circumstances behind the crash. The event underscores the unpredictable nature of such violent disruptions, leaving many residents shaken and seeking answers amid the aftermath of the sudden, violent attack. Deutsche Welle provides a detailed overview of the ongoing unrest in Syria, focusing on the city of Sweda, where Syrian forces have re-entered amidst escalating factional violence between Druze and Bedouin groups. The Syrian government, led by interim President Ahmed al-Shara, declared a nationwide ceasefire and deployed security forces to quell the deadly clashes that have claimed hundreds of lives over the past week. Meanwhile, tensions ripple into neighboring regions, with Israel conducting airstrikes purportedly to protect the Druze minority, and Gaza's humanitarian crisis deepening as Israeli forces opened fire on Palestinians gathering for aid, killing at least 32 people near food distribution centers. The complex web of violence, international involvement, and humanitarian suffering paints a bleak picture of the Middle East's volatile state, with hopes for peace and stability still elusive amidst ongoing conflict and chaos. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning sunlight on the street, city whispers soft and sweet, faces mix in daily grind, every story intertwined, cultures blend like colors bright, languages in the silent night, on the table stories told, food and feast upon so bold, people living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society in rhythms beat, entertainment's fleeting heat, echoes of wars and fears, laughing through our unseen tears, children playing in the park, drawing dreams till after dark. Elders speak of days gone by, washing shadows from the sky. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing in this world of everything. Society